What's going on, everybody? Matt here. So today is going to be my Legend of Korra Book 2 review after my first time watching it. This is a series where I watch Avatar and Korra for the first time. If you guys haven't seen Book 1 of Korra or the Avatar reviews, I would definitely check those out so you kind of know where I'm at with the series and how I feel so far. But this one's a little late. If you guys have been sticking around so far, this one is a little late, and I'll explain why when we get into the video itself. But before we get in, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps a lot. Subscribe for a great 2021. The channel is going to be hopefully really good. I hope to bring some amazing videos. So if you guys want to see those, please hit the subscribe button. It helps a lot and it's free. But now that I got all of that out of the way, let's jump into the review.
Earth. Fire. Air. Water.
Okay, so The Legend of Korra Book 2 Spirits. Yes, I know I'm late on this review, and it's because a lot's happened in this month of December. For one, I mean, it was the holidays, school was finishing, but another reason was because I wasn't in love with this book. I wasn't in love with this season, and I didn't like it too much, and it just made me not want to make this review. It really didn't. I was just like, I don't feel like talking about this book because I have not many great things to say about it, just because, I don't know, I just was not happy about this season, I guess you could say. I didn't like the outcome. I didn't like how it was done. I just felt like I had high expectations after that first book, and knowing this is an Avatar series, that they didn't meet my expectations. And honestly, this season was very average in my opinion. Like, it was not what I think of Avatar. It's not like that quality I think when I picture Avatar in my head. Or even that first season of Korra, I thought it was really good, but this season was not great. And I guess it has a lot to do with execution. I didn't like the way that they did a lot of things. I like the ideas because it makes sense. Book 2, Spirits. I mean, we covered Book 1 in Avatar of Water, and then we covered Earth, Fire, and then we did Air and Korra. So it makes sense that we transition from the elements to the spirits, because the Avatar is the bridge between the spirits and the human world. So that made a lot of sense. And going into this book, I was like, this is going to be really cool. We're actually going to explore the spirit world. I know we saw it a little bit in Avatar, but we didn't explore it too much. So finally diving into it might be awesome. And there were some great moments in this book. There were some really cool moments. But overall, I just was not happy with how they went about it. So I guess we'll start with like the first half of the book, because it feels like there's two different books in one. So the first half of the book is about the two tribes. We have the northern and southern water tribes, and they come together, and Korra meets her uncle there. Unalaq? Is it Unalaq? So they reconnect. She's like, I need a teacher. Tenzin's not the teacher she wants. She wants Unalaq because he knows so much about spirits. So he says he'll train her. And I mean, it sounds great, but obviously we know, I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's not training her for the reasons that she would hope. It's for his benefit. And throughout these first 6 episodes or so, the civil war breaks out between the two tribes, and the northern tribe, I believe it is, takes over the southern, or maybe the other way around. And the main things that happen during the first 6 episodes is Korra opens like this gateway to the spirit realm that they're able to enter, and then the two tribes kind of clash, which causes the civil war. And it's like Tarlok's dead, Unalaq and Korra's dad, I don't know his name, I can't remember anyone's name in this show, or this book at least. And they're against each other even though they're brothers, and it's just a lot of tension, just a lot of clashing between the two tribes. And some of the characters are just pushed to the side, like Mako and Bolin. Bolin in this whole season is basically sidelined. Same with Asami. I mean, they're all just doing their own thing that have really no connection to the main plot, I guess you could say. I mean, in a way it does. But Bolin, like, he goes and makes movies. They're called movers. Asami is dealing with like her father's business and being like now the head of it. And then Mako is once again in the police force. I don't know if he was in the end of book 1, but he's doing that. So it's like they're kind of just sidelined. It's like they had no real purpose in the story, so they just push them to the side, and then they come towards the end to help out because of course they do. One of the storylines I did like was Tenzin's, where he and his siblings and his family go on vacation basically to an air temple, And it's really just Tenzin, his brother and his sister kind of reconnecting, talking about their father Aang, and just kind of how they grew up and how they feel about one another. I kind of like that storyline. I wish we kind of explored it a little deeper, but I thought that was maybe one of the better parts of the season in my opinion. I like Tenzin as a character, so maybe that's why. Speaking of characters, Mako, Korra, Bolin, Asami, I was not invested in any of those characters this season. I didn't really care what happened. They were just so boring to me. I didn't feel like they grew too much. And God, I just didn't feel like they were great characters this season. I don't know why. And a lot of this season, I was really bored. And there were episodes where I fell asleep. Okay, I might be over exaggerating about falling asleep, but I was tuned out at times. I was really tuned out because those first 6 episodes were not great. I just did not like those. But I will say, it got slightly better at that halfway point, episodes 7 to 14. But I feel like it definitely changed, like it was a whole new story happening. Like that first half, they're like, yeah, we're ditching the Civil War part. We're going right to the spirits. And it definitely changed for the better. I think that second half was really good, starting with the backstory of the first Avatar, Wan. Learning his backstory was really cool. I loved the animation. I loved the story. I liked how, we see everything come to light. We see how the Avatar formed, how he got his powers, and we learned about the darkness and light in Rava and Vatu, I think it was, and the convergence and all that. So learning about the lore of the Avatar and the backstory and everything that came prior to Avatar and Korra and just all that was great. I actually really enjoyed those 2-3 episodes, however long that was. And yeah, that was probably the standout Wan story. I love the idea of Rava and Vatu. I think they were great spirits. I really liked how Rava was kind of like merged with the Avatar, and that's how the Avatar got his powers in a way. And just all of that backstory was really well done. That was some of the standout. I think Korra and Tenzin's daughter, I can't remember her name, going to the spirit realm was really interesting. I don't know if it was just me, but the spirit realm looked different than we saw it in Avatar, even though we did only see it for a few minutes. It just seemed different. Not saying I didn't like it, it just didn't seem like what I thought it was or how I pictured it in the past, I guess you could say, in Avatar. But no, I really liked the spirit world. I like when Tenzin went in. I think that was really cool because 2 great characters returned that really put a smile on my face, kind of saved part of the season in a way. One being Uncle Iroh. Iroh returning was the standout for me in this season, or at least one of them. I love that moment. I love Iroh coming back. It just brought so much joy, put a smile on my face, enjoyed that. And then seeing Admiral Zhao appear again was awesome. He's basically crazy. I don't really know too much about the spirit realm and where he was. I kind of forget. I know they explained it, but he was basically crazy looking. He's like, I need to find the Avatar. And yeah, it was pretty cool seeing him again because he was one of my favorite characters in Avatar because he was a great villain in that first book. So yeah, I really liked when they explored the spirit realm. I think that was some of the best. And I think that's where execution comes in. Is why didn't we just spend more time there? Why did the Civil War have to be so dragged out so long? Because it felt unnecessary at times. And even the spirit realm is like, we could have gone so much longer. They tried to push this Bolin and this Mako storylines where it's just like, scratch those. Let's just do spirit realm the whole time, or spirit world. But like I said, learning about Wan's backstory, seeing Korra go in, seeing Iroh return, seeing Tenzin's daughter go into spirit world. Oh, the owl guy returned. The owl library guy. That was really cool. Seeing all that happen was really cool. Unalaq. I want to talk about Unalaq really quick because I felt like him as a villain was very basic. I didn't feel like he had motives. Maybe he did have motives. Maybe he didn't. I tuned out for a while. I do not remember if he had motives. Why did he want to become the Dark Avatar? Why did he want to bring darkness back in the world? Is that because the world started in darkness? Is that what was the reason for all that? I have no idea. They might have talked about it. Maybe they didn't. But yeah, I didn't feel like he had motives. And when he became the Dark Avatar and when he started doing everything that he planned, I didn't feel like he was a big threat. I was like, obviously they're going to stop him. I don't know. He wasn't a great villain in my opinion. He really wasn't. And I think that was another reason why I didn't like this season, was because he was so weak and I didn't feel like there was a reason for him doing anything he was doing. Unless they described it and I tuned out. So if they did, I might have to rewatch this season and really pay full attention because, like I said, I was on my phone at sometimes because it was so boring. It was that boring to me. And usually I'm very invested in shows, movies. I'm very focused, very much analyzing everything. But this season, man, I was not doing any of that. Okay, so I did forget, I did take notes. I'm reading some of them right now. The spirits were mad at Korra's dad because he destroyed the spirit's forest. Same as in Avatar when that one spirit was mad because this forest was destroyed. I like that. I like how they're pissed at him because he destroyed the forest. The uncle being evil was predictable, absolutely. One of my notes was, are we ever going to learn about the first Avatar? And we did this season. That was one of the cool ones. Cool animation during Wan's storyline. The Lion Turtles making a return. That was awesome. Wan does the dragon dance. Wan gets healed by water. The light and dark spirits collide. And Wan kind of caused the Vatu to escape, and they had to fight him off. And he trapped them in that tree. The north and south poles are the spirit gates. Oh, Team Avatar is garbage. Why did I write that note? Can't tell you why, but this is not my Team Avatar. Oh, I forgot about this. The love triangle. So there was this love triangle between Korra, Mako, and Asami. Yeah, that was stupid. That was stupid. Didn't like that. Mako and Korra are not a good couple. Yeah, I think they're not a good couple. I think they're more friends than they are a couple. I did like how Unalaq was questioning the Avatar's relationship with the spirits, because he did mention, he's like, you know, you're supposed to be this bridge. Rather, you kind of just shunned the spirits and you didn't really bridge them together. You made the spirits more mad than anything. And I like how he kind of, you know, questioned the Avatar. You know, if you're the bridge, why aren't you actually serving as the bridge? And that was pretty good. I did like that. I guess I'll talk about that final fight between Korra and Unalaq. I liked the final fight. I thought it was a pretty good final fight. It looked really good. And, you know, I mean, if Unalaq won that fight, he would basically take over the world in a way, or bring darkness back in the world. So it was a very high stakes fight, even though it didn't feel like that. But it looked really good. I liked how they're basically two giants fighting against another. I think at that point, Unalaq was the Dark Avatar, and Korra reconnected with Rava, so she was the, you know, giant light Avatar. I don't know really what was going on there, but it looked really cool. It was a decent fight for the conclusion of this book. So yeah, I'll give the fight it was pretty good. I'll give it that. Oh, and another thing that happens is Korra loses connection to the past avatars, I believe. I wrote that in my notes, so it must be true. Yeah, if that happened, that's really interesting, because I think that was a key in Aang's journey, is connecting with Roku. And I think Korra really could have used the guidance of Aang and the past avatars to really help. So if she doesn't have that connection anymore, that's really interesting. That might be an interesting thing to explore in books 3 and 4. So yeah, I mean, I like that idea. I'm with that idea, even though that means we'll probably see less Aang. That sucks, but I think it could be a cool storyline. And the season ends with Korra keeping the gates to the spirit world open, so that means that humans and spirits could live together in one, and I think that can create for a really interesting book 3 and 4, saying that they really explore that and go that direction. Because I think, you know, how will that look? How will the spirits and human interactions look? Will it be good? Will it be bad? How will the world be? Because this is a huge change. This is really big, so I like that idea. I like how they're taking this risk, because obviously they could have closed it and they just could have played it safe, but I think it's a risk. I really do, and I think it'll be fun to explore, saying that they really do explore that. But overall, that's really all I have to talk about. This might be one of my shorter reviews, just because I wasn't too invested in this season. I didn't love it too much. I will definitely say it got better with the second half. Now thinking about it, you know, the first half was kind of rough, and I think that was the hard part for me to get through, was that first half. But once we got to Wan's storyline and everything started to pick up from there, it was decent. It was decent. I still don't think it's too great. I don't think it's Avatar level, not even close. Not even really close to the first book. If I had to give it a rating, I give the first book a 7.5-ish maybe, or 7.3. This is an average for me, 5 out of 10. Yeah, just about a 5 out of 10. I'll go with that. Like I said, the second half was really good, or solid at least. I still think some of the storylines between Mako, Bolin, Asami, they were very dry, very uninteresting. But once we explored the spirit world, once we got, really deep into what's going on with Unalaq and all that, it got decent. So I'll say it's a 5 out of 10 for me. But yeah, I hope that season 3 and 4 are a lot better. Just this season was just so dry, just not what I expect from an Avatar show. So I was just not too happy with it, kind of disappointed. But I have heard from people in the comment section saying that season 3 and season 4 are the best seasons in this series. So I'm really trusting you guys. I'm really trusting you guys on this one. I really hope that they are the best seasons, just because this one just left a bad taste in my mouth in a way. And I think it had a lot of wasted potential. And I just really hope those next 2 seasons are really good. But that's my review on book 2. It might be one of my shorter ones, like I said. But yeah, I mean, I had to say what I had to say. And please be respectful at the end of the day. This is my opinion, and you might have a totally different opinion, and that's great. That's fine. You might love this season. I just wasn't big on it, and I'm just really hoping for a great season 3 and 4. But please be respectful in the comments. Don't hate on anyone for having a different opinion. But if you guys did enjoy, please hit the like button. It helps a lot. Also, subscribe. It is free. You can unsubscribe at any point. So please help me out by doing that. More Avatar, more Korra videos coming in the future, because I do enjoy the series. But yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.